It's the E-Commerce Minute, your daily dose of e-commerce, tech, and retail news with your hosts Bart Mraz and John Suter. The E-Commerce Minute is a production of Sumo Heavy, a digital commerce consulting firm in Brooklyn, New York, and Philadelphia. Find us on the web at sumoheavy.com. It's E-Commerce Minute, episode 315.
In today's episode, StoreMe lets travelers stash their bags.
Let's say you're traveling to New York City for a meeting or a short trip. You've got time to kill before your train, but you're burdened with your suitcases. We can tell you from experience, it's zero fun navigating the city, lugging around a bag or a briefcase. And because of terror fears, gone are the days of anonymously stashing your gear in a bus terminal or a hotel locker. Wouldn't it be great to have a place where you just stash your bags while you hit the town? That was the thinking behind StoreMe. Think of it as a cross between Uber and Airbnb for luggage. It's an on-demand mobile app that connects travelers and tourists with a place to safely store their stuff from a few hours up to 7 days. StoreMe was founded by Peter Corbel, who had a similar experience commuting from uptown to downtown in New York City for meetings. Often burdened with his gym bag, he thought, wouldn't it be great if I could just pay one of these stores to watch my bag? So with a little persuasion and some cashola, he stashed his bag, and the idea was born. Storage for a small item like a handbag or tote will run users $2 for the first hour and $1 each additional hour, with a daily rate of $7.50. Large items go for $3 the first hour, $2 each additional hour, with a $14 daily rate. A $2,500 insurance policy protects purchases dropped off at location. The concept is a win-win for users and retailers. Travelers win because they get to unburden themselves, and the retailer gets to monetize unused space, which can also bring potential customers through their doors. In addition to New York City, StoreMe is live in Boston, Washington, D.C., and Philly, and is picking up about 1,500 active users a month, Corbel said. The company is looking to scale its model to new cities. It's currently raising a $1.2 million seed round through Seed Invest. StoreMe, I like this.
Oh, I do too. I mean, there's how many times we've been a whole bunch of places I want to go, kind of explore the city, and, you kind of need to leave your stuff at the hotel, or, you want to explore the city, but the hotel is on the other side. Like, it just makes sense, right?
Yeah, it totally makes sense. I'm Mr. Hands-free. I mean, every time I go in the city, I'm like walking with a backpack. I'm like, couldn't I just leave this somewhere? This is right up my alley.
Like Philly, obviously Philly's kind of easy for us just because A, we live here. B, we have an office and we can kind of drop it off. But I can see this in New York now. Like, I'll go up there a lot for meetings, and if I'm there for a day or two, or even a day, just drop off a backpack, right?
That's why, the Philly thing is, you're exactly right with the Philly, but Philly is like so much more, I guess, I don't use the word smaller, but closer together.
Walkable.
Whereas New York, walkable. Whereas New York, it's like I know if I go to New York, I'm going to maximize my minimums. Like I want to, I want to be all over the town, and to lug a bag is just such a downer. I would gladly pay someone $8 to $15 a day just to store my bag. I think this.
Oh yeah, I would totally do it. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to be fair, in New York is also easy because we have friends and we can drop it off in their places. But I think near, remember when they used to? Here's the funny part of this. This is an all concept, because remember when bus stations and Amtrak and stuff like that had lockers?
Yeah, but you can't do that anymore because people blow them up.
I understand that. I'm just saying.
And so it's a reinvented concept.
Yeah, it's a reinvented concept instead of being in a bus station and stuff like that.
After somebody set off a bomb in LaGuardia and killed 12 people, I think that was when they said maybe we shouldn't let people.
We shouldn't have those, right?
Shit in lockers anymore.
Right. No. That's obvious reason, but there's no. I mean.
Well, I like the thinking behind it because it's one of those things that are just so obvious, and the execution's pretty nice. So the way it works, you go on the app, it gives you a map where you can look up a location. So if you're standing in the middle of Midtown, it'll give you what the location's near you. You input the number of bags you need to store. Then you take a photograph, and the storage site will review it, because I guess just saying I have a bag to store isn't good enough. It's like, I have a bag to store, and then you show up with this giant weird bag full with rifles and stuff sticking out of it. So the hosts have a right to refuse the bags, and they can inspect them before they come in. So you can't have any just wacko just showing up with, can I hide my bombs in your store? So there's a level of security there. Then you tell them how many bags you have, and then like I said, the host can refuse or accept, and then you take your bag there. They have insurance, so you don't have to worry about either God forbid you go there, you put your bags there, and then the store burns down or it gets robbed or something. So there's insurance for that. So I think it's a great model, and it's great for, as we like to say, the bricks and mortar retailers who are struggling with foot traffic anyway, and can make money off that unused space. I know that if I had a retail store, I would definitely jump on this. One thing I noticed, the reason this came across my radar was there was an article in Technically Philly, and they landed in Philly and interviewed Peter Corbell. The reason he picked Philly, because you would think, oh, well, he's in New York and he's going to go to San Francisco or something like that. They picked Philly. They have 10 locations already in Philly. And he said most of the vendors that they have are dry cleaners because they just have the space. So that's pretty interesting. And they picked Philly due to the proximity of the Amtrak line. So they picked typical travelers, like us, who you get off the train and there you are stuck with your bag for the day. But I think this is a great idea, great concept. It's StoreMe.
Yeah, I mean, if they only do the Northeast, basically corridor of Amtrak, they win.
Yeah, it's great. I don't know if they're making money. Obviously, they're raising some more money, so we'll keep an eye on these guys. There's a video on our website, ecommerceminute.co, that shows a video of how the app works. The URL is getstoreme.com. Do you have anything else to add, Bart?
Yeah, actually, since we're talking about Philly, if you guys have noticed, I no longer talk about New York.
Bart moved back to Philadelphia.
I moved back, so we a lot to talk about Philly.
A lot of talk about Philly. This will not be a Philly-centric podcast.
But I can no longer get a lot of deliveries.
Bart can no longer get his burritos delivered to his door at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Actually, we should have an episode of that because actually I can, which is kind of crazy.
Is it a Postmates story or is it
No, just overall delivery things, the differences.
You got the best Whole Foods in the world right across the street from your house.
Yes,
so for that alone, I am insanely jealous.
Also, they deliver,
and you know what?
I hate you.
Seriously. All right. As I said, full show notes are at ecommerceminute.co. That's your e-commerce minute for today. We'll see you on the internet tomorrow. That's it for today's show. If you like the show, do us a favor and subscribe or leave us a review on iTunes. And don't forget, you can now listen to the e-commerce minute on your Amazon device. Just add e-commerce minute to your flash briefing. And finally, if you have a comment or suggestion or just want to say hi, find us on social media at Sumo Heavy.